Hello, guys. The Iran war is still going on. The United States, we're running low on munitions. Iran, they're building more drones than they can use. Iran also haven't started to use their most powerful missiles. At the same time, Israel is being destroyed. Let's ask ourselves this question. I remember at some point in our history, not so long ago, we were talking about how bad North Korea was because there was no media coverage in North Korea and they don't let anyone in so we can see what's going on in there. Same thing in Russia. We were saying Russia manipulate the media and they control the media and they control what is said in the media, and it's hard to get Western media in Russia and Belarus and those places. And we reported it like it was such a bad thing. We used to say that about China too. And we used to say that it is not democracy. It's such a bad thing. It is undemocracy. Fast forward to today. Israel, an American ally, went to war in Gaza. Countless amount of journalists were murdered, targeted, because Israel have one of the best technological systems in the world, and they can target a screwdriver from space precisely. And hundreds, if not thousands, of journalists were murdered. We saw journalists covering stories in open fields, and bombs were dropped on those journalists. There was no insurgents. There was nothing around them. Bombs were dropped on those journalists. Right? We saw a lot of those things happen. Everything that is happening in Israel is censored. We don't see what they're doing. I remember the terrible things that happened on October 7th. And when I saw what happened on October 7th, I wanted to go fight for Israel. I wanted to go fight Hamas on behalf of Israel, just like I wanted to go fight for Ukraine against the Russians. I strongly felt like I wanted to go. Right? That's how I felt about Israel after October 7th. I was 1,000%, like Donald Trump would say. I was 1,000% ready to go and fight Hamas. And I was with the IDF going into Gaza to pick Hamas out. A couple of months in, at first, there were a few people being killed. I said, okay, there are casualties in war. But then they start bombing buildings indiscriminately, and hospitals and schools, and we start seeing the schools being bombed. And I start saying, wait, even if there are Hamas people there, sending in special forces to get them, You don't kill a whole school of innocent people and then you bomb an entire apartment building, killing everyone to get to a few Hamas people. What about your special forces? I know you got them and they're very good at their job. And this kept happening until the entire Gaza was flattened. And that's when my perspective started to shift. And I started to do more research on what Israel wants to accomplish, and whether it's true or not, that's the only thing I could see right now. Right? And America is supplying their needs. And a large part of America, even if it's 20%, it's a large, huge part of America that is with them. And it's not 20%, it's probably 35 to 40% of Americans is with them. And if you say that you're Christians, how can you stand by and watch people starve, get murdered, get displaced, get pushed out of their homes, watch their homes being bombed, and be okay with it as a Christian? What color did God say that the people have to be to see heaven? Respond to that question and tell me, and I'll stop asking questions. Me, myself, I will then condemn myself to hell when you tell me the color, because I know that you're not going to say me. And tell me, why is it America and Israel is starting to censor everything? Why is it that here at our Defense Department, our imbecile Defense Secretary is removing all the good reporters from the Defense Department and putting MAGA sycophants who are not reporters, and now he's saying he's stopping people from taking photos of him because he doesn't like the way he's depicted in the press. The Defense Secretary is standing at the podium telling the press what he wants them to report in the press. This is worse than Viktor Orban in Hungary. This is worse than Kim Jong-un in North Korea. This is worse than Vladimir Putin's Russia. This is worse than Ecuador. This is America, man. We are more than them. We can't sit back and allow them to take our liberties. We can't allow them to take away our livelihood and our pursuit of happiness. We can't allow them to take away our freedom. And there's a lot of things that comes along with freedom. We cannot allow them to take that away. We cannot allow them to take away our right to exist and our right to choose. And when we choose, we have to hold them to it. And if they don't, we remove them. We don't keep them there because we love a donkey or we love an elephant.